What's going on? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are broadcasting live on the industry's most wanted podcast. Listen, it's been such a great day at Ark Studios. We've had so much good energy, and it doesn't stop there. I got my brother from another.
What it do?
He goes by the name of Gotti. Dope artist. Good energy. We've been connected for a long time. So I just wanted to say, first and foremost, before we go any further, appreciate you, bro, for coming through,
Appreciate you.
Man, it's all love. Introduce yourself.
I go by Gotti. I'm from the south side of Atlanta, Clayco to be exact.
Hey.
And I've been doing music for maybe about 7-8 years.
Yeah.
And I just been learning as I go, building, and just ready to take off with it. And just dropped the album. So make sure y'all check that out too. By the way, we'll get into that. Charge it to the game.
Facts. We got a lot to talk about today, man, because one thing about this music business is your entire life journey leads up to where you are right now with your music.
It really does.
Because what you've been through in your life will resonate through your music, right?
Definitely.
So we got a lot to talk about. I hope you got time.
Oh yeah, plenty of.
Dope. So let's take it back. You grew up in Clayco?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grew up in Clayco. I went to a lot of schools growing up. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't really have a lot growing up, so mama was always moving. We was going different places.
Yeah.
So that's why I know a lot of people, especially on that side of town.
Word.
Because of that. And then when the music came, when I started doing music, it resonated and, so on.
Absolutely. And that's what it's all about is I'm glad you just said that. It's about catering to the people that resonate with what you got going on.
Yeah.
Because we can't please everybody, nor should we try to please everybody.
Right.
We just are focused on the people that are resonating with what we got going on.
Exactly.
So with that being said, growing up, in and around Atlanta, like first and foremost, like I love this city.
Yeah. Definitely.
Listen, I've been coming here for a long time. I always tell people, like, I'm an OG, man. I got to experience the real Freaknik.
Yeah.
I came here. I was still in my teens. I was young, but I came here in the 90s with my homegirl, mid-90s, and I got to experience the real deal Freaknik. Like, and it was such a great experience. But from that point forward, I told myself back then, I'm going to live there one day. I fell in love with the culture and the city and the brick homes and all that.
Like, nothing like it.
It's nothing like it. So fast forward, I moved here in 2013. Shout out to OG Bigger Rankin and shout out to Rap Juggernaut. They was the ones that convinced me to move here. And I think probably shortly after that is when you and I crossed paths and met each other.
I remember because that had to have been like 2014 or something like that.
I remember we connected. We was a P Brown's event that she did on the South Side, the big event she does every year. And yeah, man, like, and I've seen your journey. I've seen your grind. Like I stay tapping into what you got going on, watching your Instagram. And, I just think you have a real fire movement. And I'm glad that you could be here today so we could talk about it.
You dig?
You're welcome. So let's take it back, man, to your, days of growing up in this beautiful city, Atlanta. Why music?
Music, I went through a lot growing up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, we didn't have a lot or whatever like that. So I just always had that grind to want to go get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my mama, she kind of was doing it by herself, you know what I mean, for the most part. My pops, he was in and out or whatever like that. He was a tough dude, though. Like, he came from a boxing background. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He really ain't played them type of games. Boston cat from Roxbury. So that's where the style come from. Why I got so much style in what I do.
Yeah.
So I learned that from him. And he passed early on as I was a teenager or whatever.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's all good. And so on. So I ended up getting caught up in different things or whatever like that. And when I was probably like 17, I had started like this. No, I was 16. No, 15 or 16. I had started like this promotion team or whatever, and we used to throw like team parties.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we called ourselves Shiny and T, and I just basically was locked in with like a lot of the different people who had like their own little establishments. Like, it was something called the Tier Discount Mall out like on Upper Riverdale Road, and I knew the owner of the Tier Discount Mall. His name was Archie. And, basically he just kind of just embraced us, like the whole movement, whatever.
Yeah.
He was just like, man, this young dude, he's like, man, this dude, he a hustler, you know what I mean? And he basically just was like our mentor. Like, it was to a point that he let me get a CD booth in the mall.
That's dope.
And I ain't had to do nothing but pay him with loyalty.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
man.
And so I'm in high school just like crazy money, like You know what I'm saying? I'm the youngest dude in there with a CD booth in a discount mall, running it up. I'm selling everything in there. You know what I mean? And you know, so we did that. We had a good success with that. So on or whatever. And this wasn't when I was even doing music. Like I always was into music, but I never really took it serious until a little bit later on in my life. So when I say I was about probably like 19, 20, whatever, you know, I was running around and, you know, I ran into my boys or whatever. And that's when I ran into BSM.
Okay.
Brick Squad Monopoly.
Yep.
Or whatever like that. And, you know, we basically were just rocking, doing what we do. And, you know, they embraced me with the movement early on. And I just pretty much kind of just watched everybody, soaked up the game, and was just like, okay, I feel like I could do this.
Facts.
So when I got to that point, and I wasn't even thinking about it, it just was how I was doing things. I was the type of dude, you know, like pretty boy, but I can get them up, like you know what I mean, when it's time.
Absolutely.
And I had a lot of females. I'm not even gonna lie. I had a lot of females. And they was like, you know what, man? Like, you move like a rapper. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody used to tell me that you move like a rapper. You got all these girls around you all the time or whatever. And it just was a point. They was like, man, go ahead, try it. So I made a song. And then from there, all the stuff that I knew and all the people that I connected with, I used it to my advantage and I took advantage. And I pretty much just grew into my own artist. You know what I mean?
That's what it's all about, is utilizing your resources.
Definitely.
One thing that I've learned about life, not just this music business, but in life, period, it's about who you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like building relationships is key, because relationships will put you in places that money cannot. Like you said, the guy gave you your own spot and you paid him in loyalty. It's because you built a relationship with him. So it wasn't even about the monetary, like, oh, how much money can you give me? No, like, you know, you built a good relationship with that person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's all about, man, because, you know, I tell people this all the time, like, I've been doing this for 11 years and there's some people who will never sit in that chair right there. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't vibe with them like that.
That's a fact.
You know, it's like I will never sell my soul or clout chase for attention with somebody that I don't even vibe with.
Say that 2 times.
You know what I'm saying? Some people will do that. They'll just mess with someone just to gain the clout, and I'll never do that. You know what I'm saying?
It goes off of genuine vibes.
Absolutely.
I agree 100%.
100%, man. Who were some of the artists, you know, maybe along your journey? You know, obviously you linked up. I'm sure Waka was an influence for you. You know,
Waka, older brother, Woo the Kid.
Well, shout out Woo the Kid.
Yeah, Woo, he was one of the main ones who believed in me from day one.
That's dope.
Derez, Deshaun, he was another one. Derez, actually, he did my first video. Like, he did a song with me. It was called Who They Say. It's on YouTube.
Dope.
He did the first video with me before he even knew, like, I could even rap. He was like, man, he was just rocking with me just because of that. And, you know, I'm forever grateful and appreciative that he even did that early on.
Yeah.
You know, dude got a good heart, you know. Same thing with Woo. Like, Woo embraced me from day one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because of how I was, besides the music, just how I was and how I moved. And he just embraced me early on. And I did music with Woo, Cyree the Kid.
Yep.
Haitian Fresh, Cap One.
Oh, wow.
I did a lot of stuff with people early on. And then as later on, as I started to become my own artist, I just really started learning like how this music thing worked. And I just wanted I wanted people to hear more of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But salute to those guys early on who jumped on and put me in a better position.
Yeah, they embraced your movement and what you got going on. That's a blessing, man. And those are the type of people that you want to keep in your corner, because some people, they get put on in a certain position in this business and then they become like really Hollywood, and it's like, bro, like, you got to remember where you came from, like, because I'm sure someone helped them get in that position. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to stay humble. You got to be confident in what you do. Like you said, you want people to really hear you as an artist. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to have those features and stuff like that, but it's time that they know who Katie Gotti is.
Exactly.
You know what
and that was the main thing, like what you just said, where you were saying, like, people, Hollywood and stuff like that.
Yes.
That's one of the things that I learned in the game alone, is just knowing how to separate the two from people that you met in the industry and people that you knew before.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can't really take it personal if you met them during the music and then they do let you down.
Period. Right.
And, you know, sometimes that's just a better mentality to have that I learned later in life. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's people that you meet in the industry to where, you know, the relationship could turn into more, and y'all could really become authentic friends and genuine.
Absolutely. It is like that. That's, you know, that's how I am with, shout out again, Bigger Rankin and Kingpin. Like, they're not just people I know in this business. Like, I consider them family.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
definitely.
saying? So there are people you're going to meet along your journey that, you know, you resonate with and that you're cool with. You know, I consider you a friend now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, not just some rapper that I know in this business. Like, I vibe with you.
Yeah, and I seen you since day uno.
Yeah, we've been rocking for a long time, man. So along your journey, you know, you've been doing this for a while. I'm sure you've seen some ups and downs and in between.
Definitely.
Let's talk about a couple things. Like, let's talk about maybe a low point, like maybe an obstacle or a little speed bump that you had to overcome.
I went through a speed bump probably like a year ago.
Okay.
And basically, like, I just felt like I just came like just to like I hit the ceiling. And I couldn't go no further than the ceiling. I kind of was just getting too caught up and thinking too much. And I'm looking like, man, why I'm not here? I'm not there, this and that. And I used to tell myself this early on, and I really kind of contradicted myself.
Yeah.
But I was just like, at the end of the day, I can't focus on nothing that's going on besides what Katie is doing now.
Period.
And I kind of bit the bait with that. And you know, players slip up here and there.
Of course, we're human. You know,
exactly.
We're human.
And I just had to look at everything and just look at like what I was about to give up. You know, at the end of the day, like if I stopped here, everything that you did pretty much was for nothing.
For nothing.
You know what I mean?
No, that's true. You know, like you said, one thing about us is we're gonna fumble sometimes. We're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna make errors. We're human. Like that's just a part of it.
Right.
And as a human, we're emotional.
Yeah.
You know, some people try to be super tough and act like they don't have emotions. We're human. There's gonna be moments where we might need to cry, or there's moments we're gonna laugh, or somewhere in between. But that's okay, because as long as you can bounce back from that,
right,
like you've done, because trust me, believe me, I have moments where I'm like, dang, I've been doing this so long. Why am I not as big as the Breakfast Club yet, or whatever?
Right.
But I'm like, you know, it's just not my time. I'm not there.
Yeah, everybody get a turn.
Right. Everybody has a turn, so we just can't give up.
That's right.
You know, especially when you have family. You got family, you know what I'm saying? Like, it becomes bigger than you.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
All that makes a difference. So let's talk about the new project.
The new project, Charge It to the Game, is self-explanatory. Like, this just came from a lot of the heartaches, things that I've endured along the way, all put into one project. You know, just everything from the ups and the downs, the wins and the losses.
Right.
And, you know, we just pretty much charging it to the game, whether if it's negative or it's positive. This what's coming into it, and this is what created the story. Because, you know, before, I was talking about stuff, but I felt like I just got more, I got more personal with this one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it made the music even better. Now that I'm letting my fans and supporters come along the way and travel and on that journey with me,
right,
you can kind of resonate with it, with a lot of the music that I got. And
right.
That's pretty much what Charge It to the Game is. One of the first songs off of it was one that I really got personal off of, which was Heartless. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Heartless. When I lost it all, I watched it turn against me. For real.
You know, I actually, what you just said, Charge It to the Game, I say that a lot because there's times where, for example, when we're giving shout outs, we always forget that one or two people. And I tell people, please charge it to the game and not to my heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's not personal.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like people got to understand and learn to overcome that a lot of stuff we do, it's not personal. It's business.
It's business.
You know, like I might not be able to necessarily pull up to every event, but that's because I got family at home. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like I tell people, don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal.
Period. You know what I'm saying?
You never know what somebody going through.
And that being said, too, another thing that I'm big on is stop judging people because you don't know what they're going through.
Right.
You know, like people are quick to judge somebody because of something they did or didn't do, but you don't know what they got going on in their personal life. Yep. So the album is definitely something that people are going to resonate to. Yeah. Because it's talking about real life. You know? And those are the type of songs that are going to stick and they're going to be around. You know, I think a lot of artists have gotten away from that. You know, and I like all music. I'm not here to knock nobody's music or nothing like that.
I agree. I agree with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I miss the artists to where you felt like you knew them, like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like everything ain't always got to be flexing and, you know, this and that. Like we want to know about you, like what you been through, like all that kind of stuff, and we want to see that too, like that journey. And some people, they don't really, you know, get into that, and the type of artists that I grew up listening to, they were definitely like that.
Yes, listen, I agree, because and I had the same conversation with one of my earlier interviews, like artists like Tupac and Biggie, when they passed, like I remember I cried when Tupac passed, and I never met the dude a day of my life, but I felt like I knew him.
You felt like you knew him.
Because they share their journey with you, and it's like, again, artists today, you know, you might see them posting on Instagram, flexing here and there, but you don't really feel like you know them.
You don't really feel like you know them. And like you said, like I'm going to elaborate like on what you was just talking about with Pac. I feel like that with DMX.
Yes,
like I cried.
right.
I shed when DMX passed, because DMX, I just remember like vividly, it's certain songs that he got like slipping. I remember being like 7, 8 years old, listening to that, and I'm just like, dang, like it was just so deep to me. Just the music in itself, the frequencies. I don't know, but I can always go back to that time when I hear that song, and that's the beautiful thing about music.
Absolutely, it is, because it's a universal language.
Yeah,
you know, music is one of those things that we all have certain songs, like you mentioned that one, that we can go back, that it brings us back to a certain point in our life, or maybe gets us through a certain point in our life, because you know, we go through stuff personally, with relationships, with ourselves, with God, you know, like there's just things that we go through, and music is one of those things that for me I always turn to. It's like mental therapy.
It really is. It really is, and could be therapy if you know are the artist that's doing it, because like with me, like I ain't the type of person to really let out a lot of stuff. Like I don't talk about stuff I've been through. And I've been like that since a kid, and I'm learning to be better with it. But music has become therapeutic for me to kind of express that. Since I don't do it enough, you know.
Right. You put it through your music.
Yeah.
Because then other people are going to relate to it, because there's going to be other young men that possibly, or even young women that may go through a similar situation, that your song is going to resonate with them, and they're going to feel better about the fact that I'm not the only one out here that's going through that.
And that's what I get a high off of.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely, man. Just knowing that people are tuned into what you got going on.
Right.
That jacket is fire, by the way.
Thank you.
That thing is
California
hard.
Republic.
Yeah, that thing is super dope.
I appreciate that.
I like the colors on it, everything.
You know, a little flavor.
Yes, fire. So the album, all the songs that are on there, did you make them specifically for the album, or did you already have a couple in the vault that you picked and choose? How did it come together?
Yeah, some of them was in the vault. Like I got a song on there. It's called "It's All Good." I did that like 4 years ago.
It's still brand new to the world.
And it's still brand new to the world. You know, then there's other songs that I may have just done maybe 2-3 months prior to dropping that project. So it's like different things. Some things I might have did a year ago or whatever. And it just was music. Like some music, I was just holding on to. Some music is new. I put it all together, and then that's what you got at the end of the day. I
love the fact that you're going back and pulling some of the music that you did a while ago, because, again, when you make good music, it's timeless. It doesn't have an expiration date. You know,
definitely.
Some of this trendy music that's out, it's cool, but in about 3 to 6 months, it sounds outdated. You know what I'm saying?
Microwave music.
Microwave music. But when you know how to pick your production, you know, you listen to those beats, you know, okay, this is something that's never going to get old. It's going to sound, it don't sound dated 4 years from now. You know what I'm saying? So that's good that you're still going back and picking out music that you did before, because you know it's going to hit today. Yeah.
And that's the main thing that I focus on, is just I listen to like what's going on now, and I take notes, you know, as far as like flows and cadences, but I always stick to my craft at the end of the day. I ain't trying to copy nobody or whatever, but at the same time, I'm never going to be left behind with what's going on. So
let me ask you this. When it comes to, you know, putting your music together, and I know it can vary depending on your energy, your vibe, the production that you've chose for that particular song, but, you know, how does your music normally come together? Do you write? Do you get in the studio and freestyle? Like, how do you construct a record?
I do both. I write and I freestyle. Okay. When I write, that's when I'm really like, I want to really take you to my world when I write, because sometimes when you freestyle, you can get there, but you can't really get there. Like, because to me, I kind of feel like I'm a storyteller. Yeah. So I can't really paint that picture to you if I'm freestyling. Sometimes I can with the feeling, but if I write it, you're going to really be like, okay.
You get deep with it.
Right.
You can really dig into your heart.
Definitely.
And put it on paper, and then, or, you know, in your phone, or however you do it. But yeah.
Exactly. Man. And as far as energy go, like, I do go off of vibes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be feeling good. I could have had a great week. I could have made a certain amount of money. Or I could have, you know, just whatever it was, you know, and I might go off of that. Like, sometimes, like, it's a song off of my project called Aruba.
Okay.
that vibe was just from when I went to Aruba,
Yeah.
and I was pretty much talking about the whole trip on the song.
It was such a great time that you had to talk about it.
Yeah, and I talked about it. And I slick kind of like, I was just writing little details down as I was there. Like, I'm gonna write a song about this, because I had a homie. He was telling me like, yo, you should make more music about what you do.
Yes.
And I'm like, you think folks you want to? They be like, yeah, if you know how to do it. And I'm like, I'm gonna take that in consideration, and I'm gonna try it.
Absolutely, because I mean it's a fun time.
Yeah,
you know, so
definitely.
it's like people are gonna listen to that, and you're gonna bring them into that part of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Again, storytelling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what you do.
Yeah.
So we talked about, you know, a low point. Well, let's talk about a high point. You know, I know you got this album out, which we're talking about. What's been a moment that if you could go back and relive it musically, what would it be for you?
A moment that I could relive musically would be, that's a good question. A moment that
Maybe
I could
you shared a stage with somebody in particular that you turned up with, or
a moment that I could relive. Man, that's hard. I miss the old times, like when everybody was together. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Before, you know, everybody got big, and you know, everybody busy now, but just
right.
that movement itself, like the whole BSM movement, like man, I love them times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like a real, and
family.
it still is a family, but it was a big family at that time.
Understood.
And to me, it's amazing seeing all of the people that I grew up with go here, go there, become millionaires and this and that. And we was all like just in, some folks sleeping on the floor, in spots, like we just kicking it, like just regular. And to see that now, that's what really inspired me too. Like,
period, yeah.
Man, that man, he came from my hood at the same time, and I know I could do it because I seen him do it. I just got to be patient, because I done seen people at their lowest, and to see them now, you know, that put a smile on my face to be like, you know what, I know I could do this.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's anything is possible, and like we said earlier on, it's just about timing.
It's all about timing.
We're moving on God's speed. You know,
Yep.
Of course, we wish we could wake up tomorrow and have everything we want, but in reality, it don't work like that.
Definitely.
But we appreciate it more, right?
Mm-hmm. We definitely do.
I know, like because you know, like. My parents, you know, we weren't poor, but we certainly weren't wealthy either. You know,
Right.
we lived in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, my parents couldn't always give me everything I wanted. I bought my own first car. I got a job and bought it. But I appreciate stuff so much more because my parents instilled that into me. Like, you got to get out here and work for it. You can't just hand them everything.
Definitely.
I think you're setting people up, not always, but you could set them up for failure when you do that. Because if you always just give your kids everything and they don't have to work for it, imagine what are they gonna be like as an adult?
Yeah, and that's why I'm thankful. Like, it's crazy. I'm thankful for what I've been through, because I wouldn't have the drive that I got now. Like,
right.
I remember my mom telling me when I was like in the 6th grade, I ain't buying y'all no more school clothes. So I was like, man, I got to figure it out, because I'm not about to be going to school with like just dirty shoes on. I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I did whatever I had to do all the way up until then.
Period. That's what you got to do, man. And again, it sets you up for who you are now. And
definitely.
You know, you're a family man now. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than you.
Yep.
So the album is out everywhere. What type of feedback you been getting from the people that's been hearing it?
Man, I'm getting so much feedback, and you know, it's just overwhelming. Like, I didn't know. Like, it's crazy how people, they could be watching you. You know, some people, they might not say nothing, but it could be they might just be waiting for you to like really let your potential out. And I just think with that project just dropping that, I was seeing all kind of people coming out the woodworks. Like,
right.
Man, support is here, there. I like this song, I like that song. And the crazy thing is, sometimes like you can like a song or you may not like a song, and then somebody else will find it as it being gold.
Period.
You know what I mean? Because it was people telling me like, yo, I like this song. I'm like, you like that? You know what I mean?
It be like that a lot, though.
Yeah.
Like the ones you least expect that people are going to be attracted to.
Right.
They love it the most.
Yeah. And it was like that for the Aruba song. Like, I thought it was dope, but I was still like kind of questioning it.
If you should put it out or
that. I'm like, Dad, what about the... But, you know, that's why I was just like, wow, you never know what somebody may like. You just got to throw that music out there and let them be the judge.
Period. And you got to, like, just keep putting it out there because, again, some people will resonate for this one. Some of them might be this one. And, you know, the thing about this music business is you got to make music for the masses.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, you got to be marketable.
Definitely.
You got to make something that the young generation's going to like or love, and something for the ladies, of
Right,
course,
definitely.
something for the fellas, something for the smokers, something for the clubs. You got to have a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, because it's going to be some on there for somebody that they might like.
Absolutely.
For sure.
What about visuals? You got any videos off of
visuals? I got 2 of them in the vault already, but I had just dropped the Heartless video like 2 weeks ago. We about to drop Off the Porch this week.
Okay.
And Off the Porch is another dope record. Like, and when y'all see the visual, y'all just gonna be like, wow, because it's another one of those storytelling type of things.
Absolutely.
And and if y'all look at a lot of my visuals, you'll notice that. Like, I got a song called Throwing Salt. And I did a short film. I directed it, everything.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
All the cameraman had to do was just hold the camera. You know what I mean? And it's like 8 minutes short film, and it's pretty much telling a story through the song.
I love that, because that's the place for you to do that is in the visuals, because you could talk about a lot of stuff in a song, but people are very visual. So put that whole storyline together in the video.
Right.
You know, so you're doing some vlogging and stuff now?
Yep, I'm doing vlogging.
Talk to us about that, because that excites me, because I think that's so important for what you do as an artist and a businessman. You gotta document your journey.
Definitely.
So tell us how you got into doing that.
Basically, it just was a idea that came. People was just telling me like, "Yo, Katie, you need to show them like how you living."
Yeah.
Because I'm I'm a social person. But I just move like I move old school, like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna only give you enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people was just like, man, you need to show them how you living or whatever. You always traveling and stuff like that. So I started travel vlogs with me and wifey.
Yeah.
And basically, like, we just been going to different places. I wish I would have showed y'all the other places that I've been, but we did Aruba, we did Mexico, Disney World. Like, she wanted to show me about Disney World. I ain't know, like, I'm thinking like Disney World for kids.
Yeah, no, like, trust me, my son, who is an adult, that's one of his favorite places to go is Disney.
I like Animal Kingdom. Like, Animal Kingdom hard.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't know. Like,
listen, I agree. I agree. It's a place to go and just have fun.
Right. Yes. And we definitely going more places. And y'all could tune into that. It's called Getting to Know the Grimes. And that's on YouTube, Getting to Know the Grimes, and y'all can check out all the different things. I got my wedding on there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
The wedding was dope. We did that out in Fort Lauderdale at the West End Beach Resort.
Oh, yes. Beautiful.
And I'm gonna tell. Let me touch up on that. Like, when I did the wedding, I did it purposely in Florida, because I knew if I would have did it in Atlanta, everybody would have felt like, oh, I got. And I was just like, look, I want to make this like this, so that way. A destination wedding, so that way I'm gonna just keep it really mostly family.
Yeah.
And it was COVID like going on, like
Period.
COVID restrictions and stuff.
Right.
So I'm sorry to all my friends, supporters. If y'all didn't get an invite, I still love y'all.
Of course.
Hope you understand.
Well, I mean, the thing about that, to me, in my opinion, like, that's, some people are so caught up on having them huge weddings. Honestly, like, I wouldn't want people that don't really genuinely care about me to be there. That's a very special moment in your life.
Definitely.
Life-changing. You only want the select few, like your family, maybe a couple good friends, to share that moment with you. Because you don't want those other people who their energy is not for you.
That's right. Yeah.
You don't need that, because you're now starting a new point in your life, a new chapter in your life. So I think you did it the right way. And if anybody feels any type of way, oh well.
Right.
Charge it to the game.
Charge it to the game. Right on.
Period. And I like the fact that you and your wife are enjoying life, because one thing we know about life is the only thing guaranteed is that our clock will expire at some point in time. We're all going to die. That's inevitable.
Right.
And we don't know when that's going to be. You know, long live young Dolph, man. Just lost.
Long live Dolph.
Man, that was just tragic. And a lot of other artists and just people in general that we've lost along the way. But I posted about it yesterday on my story. I'm like, make sure you work hard, but enjoy life as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Get out and enjoy life. Make sure work, but every now and again, you got to take a break from that and actually enjoy your hard work.
Yeah. And it's good that you said that, because that was one of the main things and why I had started doing what I do. Like, maybe I might have started traveling and stuff maybe like 5 years ago. Before then, everything was about work and money. Like,
you gonna wear yourself out doing that.
And I'm talking about, I ain't had time to kick it with my family, like mama, like nothing. Like, I just was all about me and trying to get to where I'm trying to go. and I'm watching, like, I got a little brother, you know, he growing up and all
Yeah,
this and
you
that.
miss all that.
Yeah, and I was just like, I got to be more present with a lot of stuff, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, because you only got one family.
Listen, I know I moved here, like I said, in 2013, and in like, honestly, like I haven't seen my family as much as I probably should have, but you know, traveling back and forth is not always easy because we're working so much.
Yeah.
And my mom passed away this year, and it's like,
sorry to hear that.
And thank you. And like, that was the hardest experience that I've ever encountered in my life. And like, I now say, man, I wish I would have spent more time. Like, growing up, we spent a lot of time together, but you know, over these last, you know, 7 years or so, I haven't spent as much time as I probably should. And I try not to beat myself up over it, but my point is, don't miss those moments, because you don't know when it's going to be someone's last moment.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So take time for your family, travel, have fun. I'm glad you and your wife you're making memories together. Those will never go away.
Yeah.
Because, you know, at some point in time, one of y'all will go before the other. That's, you know, the other one's going to have the memories to hang on to.
Right,
and
right.
that's in your kids and so on. You know what I'm saying? That's
Cherish the people you love.
Cherish the people you
them.
Period. Because, you know, hey, again, life is short, man.
It really is.
What's the next move for you, bro? I know you just got this album that you put out.
The next move for me, it's so many different things. Like, I wouldn't mind getting into movies and stuff. Like,
ooh,
that's why I do a lot of like different visuals. Like, my visuals always have, like, for the most part, it's always got some type of storytelling in them.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm gonna get into. So, like, I did my short film before. I'm gonna do a real movie though, like, coming up soon.
You want to actually write the script for it?
I write the scripts, like, for my treatments and stuff.
Word. Now. I think that's super important.
Yeah.
That you are hands on with your videos.
Man,
gotta be.
I'm gonna do a behind the scenes. I ain't get to do it the last time for the video that I just shot that's about to be coming out. But I'm gonna do the behind the scenes so y'all could see how much effort and work that I put into like these treatments.
Correct.
Like, I write the scripts and everything, print them out, give them to the cameraman, and I help them along the way.
Ooh, that helps them a lot. Like, I'm sure whoever your videographer is appreciates you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you give them complete direction.
Definitely.
They just have to bring it to life.
They just have to bring it to life. That's it.
What about film as in acting? Is that interesting?
I would do acting as well. Like, I feel like that's another one that I'm good at as well, because I'm doing both. Like, I'm writing it and I'm doing the acting. You know what I'm saying? So for everybody out there, if you haven't, go check out my short film called Throwing Salt. I'm telling you, it's dope.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Dope.
It's dope. Grab some popcorn before you watch it.
I'm going to check it out tonight.
Check it out.
I'm going to watch it tonight because I love watching stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I understand that, you know, it's hard to put a body of work together.
It really is. It really is.
You put a lot into that, and I respect that because for you to not only come up with the idea to do it, but you actually executed it and finalized it.
Yes.
That's a big deal, bro.
Yes, it is tough. And I salute the people who've done that. And they're doing it with hour and 2 hour, you know, type of things. Like, it's not easy.
What?
Casting the people, all that stuff.
Yeah, because then it's hard to find people that you can rely on.
Right. And that's the main thing.
People be like, yeah, I'm going to pull up, I'm going to be there, and they don't show up.
Yeah.
And yes, it's like, don't play with our time. We ain't got time for all that. You know what I'm saying? So if you had the opportunity, you know, I always like to say Tyler Perry because he's one of my favorites. So if Tyler Perry walked in here right now and said he's working on another film and he wanted to put you in it, what role would you want to play if you had a choice? Like, what type of character?
Something relatable to whatever, like, is in my environment for the most part. Like,
I got you.
As long as it's nothing that's tearing down or against my integrity, you know what I'm saying, that I feel like is relatable, I can go with it. You know what I mean?
So something almost like the character of who you are in real life.
Right. Like, you know what I mean? Because whatever I done seen, whatever I done been through, I just know how to, you know what I mean, get into that mold, you know what I mean, and really give y'all that perspective.
Got you. What type of films do you enjoy? Me personally, I love scary movies and I like comedies.
Man.
But my first choice is I love a good scary movie.
I love violent movies, man. Like, I love violent movies, man. Wifey will tell you that. Like,
is she a movie buff?
Nah, I be having to put her own stuff. Like, she be watching Disney movies and anime. Like, what is this? You know what I mean? She just love them kind of movies.
Women have different, you know.
Yeah.
We like chick flicks and, you know, stuff like
she
that.
She like all that. The love story movies.
Yeah, me too.
Notebook, all that.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. And then the fellas,
I like them violent. Like, it got to be violence. I don't know why I'm like that, but like, I like mob movies, like Goodfellas,
Men
Casino.
love that kind of stuff.
I love it.
Yeah, men love. You know what I do like though? I do enjoy watching I don't know why, but I like stuff like the first 48. Not that I like seeing people get in trouble, but I like to see them solve the suspense of it, because it's real. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure some of it's a little fabricated, but I like some movies like that. Like, you know what I mean, where it's got like that first 48 type of vibe. Right, me like too. Lincoln Lawyer. And it's a few things. There's some older ones too, you know, that just like I'm attracted to that type of film. So let's check out this record, man. What's the song that you brought us that we're gonna check out today? The song that I brought y'all, this is more for the ladies, but it's called "Would You Like That." Okay. And basically, "Would You Like That" is just kind of it's more of a classy type of vibe. You know what I mean? You feel like you in Miami or something, and you know, if you feeling good, that type of energy and how you should treat whatever type of chick that you like. If she the type of chick that you like and she classy, then this is how you would do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. In my opinion, from my perspective. I think that's good, because it could probably put some of y'all young fellas on game on how you're supposed to treat a lady. You know what I'm saying? Especially the ones that are really a lady. Right. It comes to a point, and I know you understand because you haven't been married too long yet, but it comes to a point in your life where it's like all that extra stuff is out the window. You want to find that one person that you can spend the rest of your life with, share those moments with, travel with, you know, potentially have a family with. Like, that's what it's all about. Because it's a headache. You know, if you single and you dealing with different women and their energy every other day, it's a headache. You know what I'm saying? Right, it is, because you don't never know what you're going to get from one day to the next. Right, and then you don't know where their loyalty might lie, because you're single and they're single and they might not be taking you serious. So that's why with me, like, I don't went through all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I just know, like, for the situation that I'm in, it's the best situation for me. Period. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it's all about. Dave and I said that the other day. Like, there's no perfect person out there, but there's finding the person that's perfect for you. Exactly. Yup. You said that right. Yup. You can build together. You can, like, you know, there's just so many things that you guys can do together. And, you know, when you find that one, man, hang on to him, because that's a once in a lifetime, in my opinion. And I look at the most successful men, for the most part, they all had a woman next to them. Yeah. To get to that level that they got. Period. They all did. Shout out to Jay-Z and Beyonce. And Jay-Z, the list goes on. You know, there's exactly. So, man, congrats on that too, man, because I know that, you know, that's big and life changing. You know what I'm saying? To take that next step in your life and say, you know what, this is the person I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with. Right. And to be an example, like, for the people that's under me, you know what I mean, who look up to me, or just my peers in general, that, you know, you ain't got to look at it as a bad thing. No. You know what I mean? Like, it's a beautiful thing. You know, like I told you, my parents, before my mom passed, my parents were married until the day my mom passed. They were married for 48 years. Wow. A long time. Yeah. And, you know, that to me, like, I expect nothing less. You know, that's the type of, you know, you want that type of longevity in your life. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody want to be alone when they like 50, 60 years old. Period. Exactly. You don't want to grow old and lonely. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, man. Well, listen, there's 3 things I need you to do before we check out this record, all right? First and foremost, we said earlier, you know, sometimes we be forgetting them shout outs, but anybody that, you know, comes to mind that you want to pay homage to, that's maybe really supported the movement or you want to show love to? Shout out to God. Yes, always first. Shout out to wifey. Shout out to you. She's beautiful too, by the way. She has a great spirit. I was so happy I got a chance to meet her. So, shout out to my supporters 2 times. Shout out to my supporters 2 times. Shout out to everybody who hasn't gave up, who's still going. Yeah. You know what I mean? Trying to make a way for themselves. Whatever it is, if it's life, like, you still going and you ain't gave up yet, shout out to y'all. And shout out to everybody who watching, and shout out to TampaMystic. Hey, you know what I mean? Man, boom. So, hey, we locked in for a lifetime. Like, this ain't gonna be the first or the last or anywhere in between. Like, you know, you're somebody that I really want to build with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look forward to us working together. You know, we no Wi-Fi, we connected. You dig? It's a fact. Second thing I need you to do before we get into this record is tell everybody, you know, where they can follow the movement. You can follow the movement at KDGOTTI on every social platform. You know what I mean? You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, KD Gotti. KDGOTTI. Tell them one more time about the album too. The album is Charge It to the Game. It's out now on all social platforms.
You can get that anywhere. It doesn't matter. Charge It to the Game by KD Gotti. One of the dopest albums you'll ever hear.
Please go get that, and make sure you check out all the work that he's got on YouTube
Definitely.
as well.
Definitely.
You know, last but not least, before we get into this record, we are live and direct on the Industry's Most Wanted podcast. So I got to know, what makes KD Gotti the Industry's Most Wanted?
KD Gotti, the Industry's Most Wanted. Basically, I do so much. Like I'm a jack of all trades. Like I'm not just an artist. Like I'm a businessman. Like I do a lot of business behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I might have representation and I have to show them what to do. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, it's just that I'm in so many different lanes that I'm not just the average artist to where it's just we only making music. Like I consider myself a brand. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's really how I look at it. And so everything revolves around that with KD Gotti. You know what I'm saying? From the movies, the music, the clothing, everything. Like I'm getting my hands in everything. Got to, man. And my new clothing line about to be dropping soon called Masacho. This is the hoodie right here.
Oh, that's dope. You know I love that logo.
Yes, and it's Italian. You know, and it stands for solid.
That's dope, bro.
We coming with that.
Listen, I like that logo because it's like it's easy to see and to read. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. You know, sometimes you be like having logos and you're like, what does that say?
Right. We wanted to keep it simple, not too much. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
We ain't trying to confuse nobody.
Right. So y'all make sure y'all tune in for that.
So and that's coming
soon. For that for you too.
Yeah, listen, I need a hoodie or something. What all is gonna be available?
I'm gonna do hoodies, I'm gonna do t-shirts.
Hats maybe.
And I'm gonna do hats for now, and then we're gonna start doing like different pieces and stuff.
Yeah, that's always a great starting point. You know,
and I want to do women's stuff too, so I gotta really find what y'all like.
Workout gear. Like this right here is like a slick workout outfit, but it's comfortable at the same time. Right. So
I wear a lot of that too, like workout gear and stuff. So I definitely will be looking into that.
Absolutely, listen, because that's something women just like to throw on and go, but it looks cute and good at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So leggings and little jackets and stuff like that. Right. I think that would be a hit with the women. Okay. You know, most definitely.
Take that in consideration
because it's something so women of all sizes will rock. Right. You know what I'm saying? You come out with like a little boy shorts. Some of the bigger girls ain't gonna want to rock that. Yeah. So you want to be able to get something that's gonna fit all sizes. So yeah. There you go. Just my idea.
All right. You heard it here first.
Hey, you heard it here first.
For sure.
I need one of them track suits. That's all I'm saying.
Got you.
So we about to get into this record, man. Anything else you got before we check it out?
That's pretty much it that I let y'all know. I don't want to give y'all too much because I want y'all to look into it for yourself. Charge It to the Game. You know what I mean? Check it out. It's self-explanatory. Y'all will love it. You know what I mean? If you want an artist with genuine vibes and somebody who you can really get to know and feel like you know them, listen to this project. You know what I mean? We have all different type of vibes on there. You will definitely fall in love with just, you know, my character and who I am as a person, especially on social media.
Absolutely. And he's very active on the social media, so make sure y'all tune in.
Definitely.
Go ahead and introduce the record. We're about to check it out.
The record that we're about to check out is called Would You Like That, produced by Trill Beats. Shout out to Trill Beats from Athens.
Let's go.
Industry's Most Wanted.
Back in that Z06, Spencer Rats in his deal fit. Shop sprees for real. Then steak and lobster over mac and cheese at Ruth Chris. I ain't worried about the price tag. Spend the check and get it right back. I wait until you name it you been dealing with that. Do you like that? Would you like that? Would you like that? Would you like that? Would you like that? Pour champagne from the balcony on your sheets. Would you like that? Taking trips all overseas, seeing palm trees. Would you like that? Play on my head tilt on 42 on my glass field. Proud of bag cause I'm proud of you. With a couple rats to hit sad spill. I'm attracted to them classy all the thirsty hoes belong to the streets. Got to have a little gangster in, and when we out in public, she gon' hold the peace. Go around and I'ma ike that. Turn her over, she like that. Give her more, she fight back. Put the pillow down and tell her bite that. Champagne all on your body. Rich sex from the top suite. Might be used to this lifestyle, but the mother is not me. No bull, they proud of me. Keep it real, but don't lie to me. On your mind until you tired of me. Good for you, I'm like collard green, real boss. Catch a flight and rent a Cayman home. Best advice to keep relations long. Calamari with filet mignon. Sell the sea into the take it back in that Z06. Spencer Rats in his deal fit. Shop sprees for real. Spend steak and lobster over mac and cheese at Ruth Chris. I ain't worried about the price tag. Spend the check and get it right back. I wait until you name it you been dealing with that. Do you like that? Would you like that? Would you like that? Would you like that? Would you like that? Pour champagne from the balcony on your sheets. Would you like that? Taking trips all overseas, seeing palm trees. Would you like that?